Here we go. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful people. Um, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see me. Um, Trying to make sure that you guys have a good angle where you can actually see my face. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm testing here to see. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to the channel once again. My good name is Chacha Unlimited, and there's uh, there's a sun in front of me. Actually, but I think I can see. I have a second phone that I'm ensuring that my face is in a frame so that you beautiful people can see me. But happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you are having a marvelous, marvelous afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever you're watching from, whatever you're tuning in from. My good name is Chacha Limited, and I want to welcome you to today's live stream. I had technical issues with the fast setup that I set up. So if you see a similar live stream with the same title that is less than a minute long, that's because um, and, when I was testing out, when I went live, it refused to show my face, so I couldn't really see my face. So I had to divide it and create another quick one real quick so that we can pivot and do a live stream here real quick. So I want to welcome you to the channel. Who am I? I'm a Kenyan living here in a small town, Virginia, in USA, and I do lifestyle vlogs, travel videos, and do-it-yourself project, fitness, and everything in between. And for this month of February, I have been intentional with our content creation and strategically doing a daily live stream. Each single day of the month of February, we're doing a live stream. We're picking a topic to dissect. We're having a conversation, giving you guys, our beautiful, beautiful family, our beautiful community, the opportunity to connect with your guy here, this humble Kenyan guy here, to have a conversation, but also dissect some real issues, be real, be authentic, and also give you guys the opportunity to get to know me. If you have any dying questions that you want to ask or you want to contribute to this conversation today, kindly do so. But before we get started, I want to ask you to kindly consider subscribing if this is your first time here. And if you have came back and watched our vlogs, our live streams, and you haven't considered subscribing, kindly, I ask you to kindly consider subscribing. Give this live stream a thumbs up, give it a like, drop a comment. By doing so, that is how you help our channel, our videos to get discovered by the YouTube algorithm so that we can grow and scale up and get on the road to success. So I want to take a special moment to say thank you to each and every one of you beautiful people that have come, supported our channel. You've been watching, and we have hit 1K. If you watch our couple live streams, we'll keep still saying that reaching 1K is not the success level. That's just the threshold to help us to get to monetization. So the other second thing that I'm asking you guys to do is to kindly make sure that you're liking our vlogs, making sure that you're watching our videos from beginning to end, so that we can get our watch hours here on YouTube. So thank you for joining us today. It is a beautiful Tuesday. The sun is out. Today the temperature is in the 50s, so all the ice that we have all around us is starting to melt. We're recovering from a huge winter storm that hit us about a month ago, and we're slowly recovering, getting away from that. So today's topic is just something simple that I've been thinking about lately, especially now that we are reaching 1K. Reaching 1K, like I said, is not the threshold or measurement of success. It's just another stepping point
to help us get to that next level. Now I'm just sipping some water here. Um, I tend to talk a lot, and maybe I talk fast so I can be out of breath. So I'm ensuring that I'm being hydrated. So I want to talk about failure. I want to talk about failure and why a lot of people sometimes can be afraid of their greatness. A lot of people are afraid to succeed. They're afraid to push themselves to succeed. A lot of people tend to have procrastinate. Yes, to procrastinate, meaning putting off things on hold or constantly questioning themselves and asking themselves like, "Hey, I don't know if I can do this or not." But I want to tell you that second guessing yourself or being afraid of failing is not going to help you get over that hump. In my personal life and in my experiences, I've actually learned more from my mistakes and from my failures more than anything else about my successes. And I even see this translate into the professional settings that in a lot of office settings or in a lot of professional environments, you could be the best at what you do in your work. You could be excelling, you could be making the company a lot of money, or you're serving your clients to the best of your ability, you're changing people's lives, and you're making an impact and splash in the community. But I can guarantee you, at least in my experience, I've talked with colleagues, I've talked with friends, people, acquaintances, and a lot of people will always point out that their mistakes are when they fail. They can be perfect a whole year, but one moment when they fail or make a mistake, that is the one specific moment that they're going to hear their boss or somebody else pointing out like their mistake or what they did, but then they don't get acknowledged for their successes, all the beautiful things that they're doing to support their role or to help build a company to make money. But in competitive private industries, that's a different case because you're working by commission, you're working to make your dough to succeed and whatnot, and through that is how people sometimes excel in different opportunities and promotions. So but in my experience, especially in human services or social services, things that have to do with the sociology of people or working with people, helping people, either be it achieve economic independence or career coaching or things, or they're in the business of motivating people and getting them to where they want to be at. Sometimes those people's failures are mostly pointed out the most versus their successes, and you see that across the field. But I want to tell you that those failures are the ones that make you who you are as a person. Every moment that you have failed at something, every moment that you did not achieve something when you are at your lowest, and you manage to pick yourself up from failing or from falling down. In Swahili, we say, what do they say? Maziwa yakimwagika hayazoleki, or maji yakimwagika hayazoleki. Like if milk is spilled, don't cry over spilled milk or something like that. It's I think I've learned that through my experiences that the moments when I doubted myself the most, the moments that I failed, I came back harder and grinded 1,000% more. Because if I decided to wallow in the misery of failure or not making it or pointing fingers and excuses, I would never be where I am today. So personally, I would say I remember being fired from my first attachment or internship after college, and I remember how demoralizing that was. Because I did not go to the top schools as my peers had went, or I did not have the learned skills that other people were excelling, and so because of the expectations, I ended up getting let go. But you know what that taught me? That to never have to go through that again, to always grind harder, to always find out if I don't know something, I'm always going to try to find out. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my homework, and I'm going to show up and at least have a nuance or understanding of what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about failure today because, be it in content creation on YouTube, on either you're a TikToker or you do IG, there's always a lot of doubts, especially when you're starting. Especially when you're starting, I think there's something called the starting line paradox. The starting line paradox is that we're always constantly thinking that everything have to align and be perfect like baking a cake, that you have to have all the ingredients and everything else, and if you miss one ingredient, then you feel like, I cannot bake this cake. But I think what life teaches us is that life gives you lemons, and then you have to make lemonade and figure out how to pivot and find a different way to fix that. So a lot of times I've always told myself, like, let's say if I'm doing something professionally or job, if I have a problem, the first thing I do before I take that problem to whoever is my manager or whoever is, guys, we're working to become our own managers in the future. Uh, I always try to remember, have a solution to a problem before you go actually to try to go to somebody else. Because if you have a CEO, you're the CEO, you're executive, and you're hiring people, you want them to have solutions to you, but they're coming to you kind of like getting that sign of approval, like, hey, is this the right way to go? But a lot of times people are always going saying we have all these problems and we don't know how to solve them. But like, at least try to problem solve, brainstorm the solution to that before you actually take a problem to somebody else, because then you are not taking ownership of the problem and are trying to solve it. So there is something called the starting line paradox, where people have they create this thing in their head that all the elements and everything else has to align perfectly for them to start doing something, or for them to even actualize what they're trying to do. People are contemplating. I remember, like, you talking to a lot of people like, I don't have the right camera, or I need to save money so I can buy a GoPro, I can do this and that. But the biggest asset that you have, especially if you have a smartphone, is that's the best thing to do. And me, I found out that my cell phone actually records better videos than any camera that I can ever own. I can zoom on my phone. I can I can zoom on my phone. I can clarify the image. I can set up the settings on the lighting and everything that before I start filming. But with a camera, half the time, you can film something and it looks very dark and grainy. But if you think and wait that you say you have to buy that expensive camera for you to start creating content, then you're missing a very opportune moment. One of the lessons I learned from early on in my content creation was that always trying to make sure that everything was perfect, everything looked okay. But when I first met Marwa, Marwa taught me, like, hey, just start, don't procrastinate. If you do a video and it looks terrible, it's not great quality, and then you say, no, not gonna post that. No, post those horrible videos, post those videos that you hate, that you don't like, those when your face looks terrible, if you're a girl, or if if you care about your appearance, don't worry about that. If you have something unique and authentic and something that you're trying to tell people, even if it's not perfect, people will definitely watch it. But from that is how you learn from those little mistakes that you're making, and then you improve on those imperfections to get to where you want to be at. Um, uh, so yeah, sometimes you can take a video and then you realize you forgot to take a thumbnail, or the thumbnail that you took doesn't look that great, and then you're trying to make mountains move. But it's like, no, just post it the way it is, post it the way it is, and forget about it. So perfection is not going to help you with content creation. It's about making mistakes and learning from them and constantly improving and getting better. And even with, like I said, failure has been my biggest teacher, biggest teacher. When I just started, our videos were getting 20 views here and there. Even now, I'm posting videos when I'm back in the USA from Kenya. I'm getting an average of 50 views. I'm getting an average of 10 views. But this is not the time for you to say, I don't want to do this. But that by showing up and being consistent and pushing yourself when things don't work, when things don't align, trying to find a silver lining, or trying to find something, an entirely different way that you're going to pivot and change your mindset and change that direction. Then you learn from your mistakes, you learn from failure, and you learn how to become better. But also not letting that fear paralyze you by saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to see what's going to happen. You're thinking about applying for that job that you've been wanting to apply for, and you're like, I don't know what, my resume doesn't look that great. This is not the perfect timing. I'm like, just do it. You manifest as you do it, and then you wait and see how the universe responds. That energy, it's a give and take. But if you're afraid to make that initial step of making a mistake or looking vulnerable or embarrassing yourself, then you're never going to grow. You're never going to succeed. At least personally, I would say that my journey has been informed mostly from my failures, from the moments that I didn't know what I was doing, but I showed up and consistently kept working at it. I don't care. Sometimes you even have friends, you're trying to tell them, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, content creation. And people are like, you should, your videos should be 30 minutes, your video should, but remember your vision. Why are you trying to be a content creator? What is it that pushed you? What is it that is motivating you? And then why are you letting this negative energy, these naysayers, then control the narrative or the story, the fire, the passion that you have about your vision and your dream of what it is that you want to do? So I'm here to tell you that just do it. Forget about failure. When you fail, you learn from your mistakes. Yes, failure can be heartbreaking. Failure can make you feel like you're not good at something. But guess what? We were not born knowing how to walk. We had to learn how to walk. So by if you allow yourself to have that vulnerability just as a kid, that innocence of a kid. Of course, we're gonna say as adults, you know, we we have too many responsibilities and we can't afford to for that flexibility. But that's the thing. The gap between dreaming and doing is where most people quit. The gap between dreaming and doing is where most people quit. Say that again. The gap between dreaming and doing is where most people quit. The gap between dreaming and doing is where most people quit. Yeah, you're not. I'm not. It's not a glitch. I'm repeating it so you get it. So that distance, that space between you having that dream of yours and actually actualizing it by taking that necessary steps to actually take action and do what you say you're gonna do, to walk the talk and walk the walk and not just talk the talk. That is the difference between you succeeding and quitting and everything else. So stop telling yourself, no, I don't know if I can do it, and just believe in yourself. Believe in the power of you being the best that you can be. Stop being afraid of your greatness and your success. Because when you have that paralysis of not starting, then it's just like they say, if you never try, then you're never gonna know. If you don't try to do something and make a mistake, then you're never gonna know. If you're constantly just wishing like, oh man, I wish I had a nice car, oh man, I wish I could travel. If you want to travel, start with what you got. Start with what you got. You know, that little effort, that little step that you take, that's what makes the difference. Action, not inaction. By sitting at the same space, they say madness is doing the same thing over and over again, then you expect a different result. Then how you gonna grow? How you gonna succeed? Just do it. Do the action. Whether it's perfect or imperfect, whether it's messy, whether it doesn't look that great, whether people are gonna laugh at you. The only thing I always say is look at the other person in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. That's your competition. That's the person that you should be trying to impress. Not this guy, not your neighbor, not even your girlfriend, not your wife, not you. You first have to believe in yourself and push yourself and make that dream a reality, beautiful people. Um, Let me get some water here. So, yeah, that imperfect first step, that initial step of stopping from procrastinating and saying I wish, and actually taking a step to do it, whether it's perfect or whether it's not perfect, is what you need to do to get over the hump of failing, not embracing your greatness and doing what you can. Because trust me, beautiful people, nothing that they say all that glitters is not gold. So if you don't send yourself, in Kenya, in Swahili, we say Usipojituma. You have to send yourself. You have to push yourself. Nobody's gonna do it for you. And if it's hard, when you actually achieve and actualize it, it's even gonna be sweeter, and you're gonna feel like you earned it. But if it's too easy for you, if it's you didn't strive, you didn't work hard for it, then even when you get it, if it's money, you're just gonna be like, ah, it's not my money, so I'm gonna blow it up. But the value when you really work and achieve something and you know how hard you have grinded, how hard you have pushed yourself, then you are gonna know the value of why that thing is important. Anyways, I'm gonna take a beat here and say welcome to the channel, beautiful people. We're just having a conversation. This is part of my daily live stream challenge that we coming here every single day, and we're picking a topic, we're dissecting it, we're having a conversation. I'm giving you beautiful people a beautiful opportunity to connect, ask questions, and contribute to the conversation that we're having. And in today's topic, we're talking about uh, why are you afraid to fail? Why are you afraid of your okay? So something funny just happened. So my phone has been sitting on the dashboard of my car right here. Let me see. So I had my phone on the dashboard of my car, and as I said earlier in the beginning of this live stream, so the sun came out today. It's 50 degrees outside. It's melting away all the ice. But guess what? I didn't realize that that sun was powerful enough that my phone overheated. So my phone, so this section of the video that you're seeing, that I just went silent because my phone overheated and actually refused to respond. But at least the live stream did not end. It just was a glitching. So, but yeah, and it just it's funny how it happens. So guys, how convenient is this for this topic that I'm actually talking about? How convenient is this that we're talking about failure? We're talking about um, uh, realizing that sometimes you're going to make mistakes, that sometimes you're going to fail, you're going to try something and it's not going to work. But that doesn't mean that it's time for you to quit or time to throw in the towel and say, F it, I'm not going to do it. No, this is a perfect segue into the topic, which was unplanned. And if you know anything about Murphy's Law, it says that anything that will go wrong will go wrong. But instead of losing yourself in the moment or getting upset, you just like, okay, what can we do better? And actually, this is something that just happened to me last month. I had a very, very important board quarterly meeting that I was doing with a lot of folks that I work with, people that are all constantly supporting the initiatives that we do in my professional career. That the meeting, remember, I had this meeting had been scheduled 4 months in advance. And so there was this new office system, a new AV sound system that had a 360 webcam that now, you could connect your laptop on and connect to a Wi-Fi, and then, you're going to connect with the people that you're trying to use. So I had actually went there half an hour earlier, set up everything. Everything seemed to be gelling and working, and I thought I was good to go. Guess what? The meeting is supposed to start at 10 o'clock. And I'm getting on, and then I'm turning in on. People are joining, and then I realize they're joining the Zoom call, and then I realize there is no volume, there is no sound. So for a good 15 minutes, I'm running like a chicken. I'm like, you have all eyes on you. People online trying to figure out like what is going on. You're trying to communicate, text, tell people all this. And I could have easily given up and say, you know what, let's go ahead and cancel this meeting because we don't have sound and we cannot proceed. But we had to think outside the box real quick. And I just remember, like, hey, my old setup of having a secondary computer monitor and having different things. So I quickly ran. got extra stuff and connected, and then I had a secondary phone, and then we solved the problem of the sound, because now if I'm connected through the same system on my phone, now the volume is coming from this second phone. So we were able to pivot and find and could still have our meeting for now. The meeting is 1 hour, so we did 45 minutes. But guess what? We segued, we pivoted, and tried to find a solution. But if I was to give up real quickly and say, you know what, man, I'm sorry, everybody, we're not gonna have this meeting, blah blah blah, and then you have people in person and you have people virtually online, even in my professional setting. So that was a very moment that you humble yourself a little bit, and you, instead of panicking, you're like, okay, how can we make this work? So that's the same time in life. Life is like riding a bicycle. You're basically learning how to ride a bike as you they just put you on a bike and push you. So you're either gonna decide, I'm gonna maneuver and stay straight, or I'm gonna decide to fall and give up just like that. So failure, the F word, this F word called failure, is one that you have to embrace, especially if you're a content creator, especially in any aspect of your life. You have to realize that, yes, we all want successes, we all want failures. But guess what? Those moments when you fail, when you make mistakes, those are the ones that are very informable. And failure is a teacher. I said earlier and I repeated this: the gap between dreaming and doing is where most people quit. If you're gonna take anything away from my live stream today, remember the gap, the distance between dreaming, having a dream, and actually doing it is where most people quit. So failure is your best teacher. Failure is your best teacher, and failure is gonna happen. It's gonna happen in everything, something that you do. Maybe you haven't had that bad luck that something hasn't gone as you planned, but guess what? You you know, um, failure is going to happen. So let me know in the comment section, what has, with content creation, what has been your biggest failure, or in life, what is the one thing that you did not succeed at, or that you made a mistake in, but you, through gaining your retrospective, that you were able to come back and change it and do it better. So with content creation, remember, having few views or low views, that's not a failure. That's just data. That's just a data point to help you get to where you want to be at. Consider this as a training ground for you to perfect your craft, your storytelling. Maybe you're not getting those views because maybe your stories are not compelling. Maybe your videos are not compelling. But at the same time, we know that the magic sauce with content creation can be either one viral videos, it can be a shout out from a big star, it can be any given moment, or it could be just your video get discovered, and you can blow up just like that. So remember, every video that you post, you're learning what people want to hear, what people want to see. If you like, I'm gonna be putting out a video later today that I had recorded, and then I went to edit the video. I realized that I had actually pressed time lapse on to record the video, and so there was no audio. The video was just going fast. And then I had to try to figure out, okay, we don't have sound, but I was able to slow down the video a little bit and do some narration, voiceover over the video, that at least I could still tell my story, because I didn't want to cut that part out, because it was part of the story that I wanted to tell with this video. So it's going to be coming out and you're going to see. So when we're talking about failure, we're being genuine and true to also give you real life experiences and stuff like that. If you're joining this video, kindly give us a thumbs up. If you watch this after we have already had this discussion, this is part of our daily February live stream challenge, that one of you beautiful people challenged me to do a live stream every single day for the month of February. And so I took upon that initiative, and we're doing that just like we're talking about right now. And today we're talking about failure. Why are you afraid of starting and doing that thing that scares you the most? Just go ahead and do it. And from if you make a mistake, then you pivot and learn how to move away from that. So the The secret word with when you fail in doing something, especially with content creation, is consistency. You hear this a lot: consistency, consistency, consistency. Consistency is really about you showing up. It's about you putting out a video, and when you get those minimal views or you don't get views at all, you still show up the next day and put out another video. That's consistency. In Kenya, we say kujituma. It's basically, with, and that's a sauce, secret sauce that you spread around in everything that you do. That if something doesn't work out the first time, it's now time for you to give up. It's time for you to figure out, okay, what can I do different? If you are working that job that you hate, that job that you don't like, or that job that is not giving you that money, use that as a launch pin. Use that as a springboard to help you to land that top job, gain the skills that you need, and then from there, build a community, build references. By the time you're ready to launch into that next pod, then at least you have built a bridge that helps you through networking and things of that nature. I'm just talking that like in a professional setting and whatnot. Um, and with consistency is what shows people that you're serious. Even with YouTube, the YouTube algorithm AI, like if you're keeping show, if you're showing up every day, you're posting a video, the algorithm is obviously seeing that you're serious about your content, that you're posting a video, even if it's 10 minutes, you're constantly showing up, and so your viewers are going to see that, hey, Chacha is still showing up every single day. He's getting 10 views on a video, but guess what? He hasn't given up on his dream yet, and he's still telling us stories. That's consistency, and the consistency proves to yourself that you're serious, that you, when no one is paying attention. What the key, the thing, the word that I like the most to use. I'm trying to remember it. What is it? Integrity. When we talk about integrity, look up the definition of the word integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. Those moments that you're by yourself, then no one is watching you, nobody, you're not in the public scrutiny. What you're doing, that honesty, that integrity, when no one is watching, that's that's the same as consistency, because integrity defines your character, and whatnot. So, could you drop something in the comment section and tell me what is your biggest obstacle to being consistent? Being consistent with life, being consistent with content creation, being consistent with your job. What is your biggest obstacle? So, what is stopping you from showing up and doing that thing that you wish you would do? Huh? A lot of times I've talked in my professional settings, and we always talk with people. You ask somebody, it's like, so, other than the incentive of a paycheck, what is it that is motivating you to keep showing up every single day and do this job? If it wasn't for the love of a paycheck or the ability to gain money, are you doing this because you love it? Is this something that you're raising? If you are in the social services or whatever, are you doing it because you care about people? If you're in hospitality, is it because you want to help people? If you're in customer service, is it because you're a social butterfly and you want to help and make a difference in people's lives? So I always ask people, like, other than the incentive of a paycheck, what is it that is motivating you? That same question about consistency is the secret sauce to asking yourself, like, so what is it about content creation that um, that makes you want to come back and do it? Is it because you love storytelling, or is it the lure and galore of seeing big content creators like Ayamara having, owning money, and you're like, oh, I also want to be a millionaire? If that's the case, then you're in the wrong business, because consistency means that showing up, even when it's hard, when you're sick, you still show up. It's like the bodybuilders or people that you see that fit and all that. They show up every single day. They get those six-pack abs. You got to show up every single day, push yourself to your limits, and then even farther. But if you give up at the 6 minute, then you're not gonna make it. And and so that also kind of leads into people, like, when you're doing something that your heart is not in it, and you don't appreciate it, you get burned out pretty quick. So easy on is like, if you figure out maybe content creation, look at it, because YouTube is a big platform. It's like, okay, so with your content creation, what's not working out? Instead of burning yourself out as like, oh, I'm doing these videos, nobody's watching, try a different thing. Maybe you're good at cooking. Maybe You're talking about lifestyle while you could be doing finance videos. Maybe you have a background in being a comedian. Maybe you just need to think about content creation in a different way and find that secret sauce of what is it that am I not doing well. And also, by trying those different things, you fail, but sooner or later you're gonna find out what is it that is making you tick. The other trap and mistake that people do is to fall into the trap of comparison, comparing yourself to somebody else. Like when I started content creation, I was like, I want to be like so and so. I want to do this and that. But sooner or later, you realize that, like, I can do lifestyle vlogs, this and that. But if I'm not in a village in Yapohansi, then my videos over here are not gonna get views, because once you get your audience to be used to something, then that's what they want to see over and over again. So you easily realize that you have to be strategic with what stories you want to tell, because your people, your community, want to keep that same. They want to be entertained, and if you're not giving them what they want, they're gonna move on to other people. So don't try to compare too much with other people. Stay in your lane, but also learn to pivot, make mistakes, fail, and then try again. And don't worry too much about the YouTube algorithm. Your YouTube algorithm, it can favor you or it can disappoint you. But if you keep showing up and being consistent, you're gonna work. The formula I can say is hard work, persistence, and being able to embrace failure is what is going to unlock your full potential. Let's say that again. Hard work, persistence, and embracing failure is what's going to unlock your success, your full potential, your consistency, your ability to show up when you don't feel like it, and then being able to pivot and embrace failures when things don't go the right way. That is how you're unlocking your full potential and your ability to succeed. This is not just about content creation, it's about life. Like I said, if you apply this secret sauce along all the little aspects of your life and you put your mind to it, and you're not willing to compromise your principles and your ethics of who you are. So they usually say that money changes you as a person. Like if you do not have money, you get it, then it changes you. No, money doesn't change you. At least I can speak from my own experience. If you are a selfish person before you gain money and before you gain resources, guess what? You're gonna continue to be selfish with with what you got. If you are a generous person, if you're a person who's about helping the community and building the community, when you gain that financial resources, the ability to move freely without any restrictions, guess what? You're going to want to scale that up and make a difference in most people. So when people say money changes you, money doesn't change you. It just amplifies your ability to either be successful and also apply that in different areas of your life. So as you use these skills that we're talking about to get level up and be successful, also remember to give back and make a difference in people's lives. Our motto or our five principles for this year of 2026, as we grow our channel, as we level up, we're talking about growth. We're talking about uh, is it helping me, or are you helping me to grow as a person, as a human being? Are you helping me to make money? Are you helping me to make a difference in someone's life? Are you helping me to help? Um, wait. It's growth, money, make a difference in someone's life. Um, Man, I had my 5 points, but they just disappeared a little bit. Okay, let me continue. I'll see if I can remember them. Money, growth. Um, anyway, I'm just trying to rock out my brain cells, and it's saying no. Right now, we cannot do that. Um, so, what is it that one thing that you really have been afraid to try? And if you were to go ahead and try it, we could come back and we can have a conversation about how hard was it. So, don't overthink it. See, I've taken the initiative, like every single day I'm doing a live stream. Every single day I'm doing a live stream. And I just started off because I was very apprehensive about live streams. Because live streams, a lot of times I was scared because I was afraid that I don't know who is going to pop up in my live stream. And I've received negative comments from here to there. People haven't been positive. But I just told myself, let me do it. And sometimes those Comments, if they're negative, they're coming right at you. If you're not prepared for that, it can kind of throw you off a little bit. But I've still showed up every single day, and I'm trying to do my live stream every single day. That's embracing my fears and doing what is it I want to do. Um, so go ahead and go live. Go ahead and record that video. Go ahead and take that job. Go ahead and take that vacation. Go ahead and do that thing for yourself that you're afraid of doing. Either because you're going to get judged, or either because you're not sure how it's going to get perceived. But this is your life. This is you. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take that leap of faith. And if you fail, wake up and try again. Because all the things that are easy don't matter. That hard work, that's what's going to pay off. So as with the Nike commercial, they just say, do it. Try, fail, learn, grow, show up, be consistent, fall down, get back up. That's the name of the game. That's how you unlock your full potential, beautiful people. So, yeah, we've been on for 40 minutes. If you watch this live stream after we have already aired, give the video a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Help us to level up in 2026 as we build our channel, as we grow on a road to success. And if you've been watching and you haven't considered subscribing, what are you waiting for, beautiful people? Go ahead, give me that thumb of approval and help us to grow on a road to success. So I definitely appreciate your time. Thank you for spending these 40 minutes with me as we started our live stream. It didn't go well. We did not have any video. That's also another reason for trying. For if you fail, then you try again. Because if I could have easily said, to heck with this live stream, I'm not going to do it because it's not working. But I basically went ahead and set up a new live stream, and here we are having a live stream. Then my phone overheated, but I decided to say I'm not throwing in the towel yet. I'm going to try to finish this live stream. So go out there, take a leap of faith, take a deep breath, and try. Don't be afraid of the F word. Anyway, my beautiful people, I appreciate you. Uh, May the Almighty Lord bless all of you, whatever you're watching from, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon. I'm grateful. Keep supporting our channel, keep supporting our growth. Share with a friend of a friend, family member. Play my videos in the background, let them play out to help us gain views. But thank you. I will come back again tomorrow. Let's talk again. If there's a topic you want to talk about, let me know. Drop a comment in the comment section and help this video to be discovered by more people on YouTube. Thank you. Peace, love, God bless. I'll see you in my next one. All right. Have a good evening, have a good morning, or uh, whichever time it is. All right.